Christmas arrived whether the world was ready for it or not. In wartime, the holiday wore a different face. Across Europe and America, families gathered in living rooms dimmed by blackout curtains, the windows taped against air raids, the radio crackling with news from distant fronts. The tree, if there was one, stood smaller than before, sometimes just a branch propped in a bucket, decorated with whatever could be spared: paper chains, buttons, photographs of sons and husbands overseas. Rationing shaped every table. Sugar was scarce, butter nearly impossible, meat a luxury saved for this one night. Mothers stretched recipes thin, substituting and improvising, turning humble ingredients into something that felt like celebration. A single orange in a stocking was treasure. Homemade gifts replaced store-bought ones: knitted socks, carved wooden toys, letters written by hand and tied with ribbon. But the absence was what defined these Christmases. Empty chairs sat at dinner tables. Families listened for the mail carrier, hoping for a letter, dreading a telegram. Children asked when their fathers were coming home, and mothers answered with smiles that didn't reach their eyes. On the front lines, soldiers created Christmas from nothing. They sang carols in foxholes, shared cigarettes and chocolate bars, hung socks from tank barrels and rifle butts. Chaplains held services by candlelight in bombed-out churches. In hospitals, nurses decorated wards with paper snowflakes, while wounded men dreamed of home. There were moments of impossible grace. Stories circulated of brief, unofficial truces on Christmas Eve, enemies lowering their weapons, the sound of hymns drifting across no man's land in multiple languages. For a few hours, the war paused, and soldiers remembered what they were fighting to return to. Christmas during the war was not about abundance. It was about holding on to hope when hope seemed foolish. It was about finding light in the darkest year, about reminding each other that the world they remembered still existed somewhere, and that it was worth surviving for. And when the last carol faded into the frozen night and the candles burned down to nothing, something remained. Not in the decorations or the gifts or the meager feasts, but in the silence afterward. A promise whispered into the dark by millions of hearts at once, that this would not be the end, that there would be another Christmas, that the ones they loved would come home, and in the morning the snow would fall clean and white over the battlefield, covering the scars of war with something that looked almost like peace, as if the world itself was trying to believe.